Stormers set to take on Munster in the much-anticipated final of the United Rugby Championship at the Cape Town Stadium. Now, while the Stormers know what it's like to taste victory in the competition, Munster will be hoping to cause yet another upset by winning it for the first time. Newzroom Afrika's Yolulwe Qoshe is in Cape Town for us. Yolulwe, just looking at the anticipation, what is the atmosphere like as we are building up to that game in Cape Town?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Gwena, as well as to the viewers, of course. As you can see, needless to say, I'm in a bit of a chilly Cape Town stadium at the moment. But it is supposed to be, of course, the host venue for the United Rugby Championship final between the host Stormers, who will be looking to do a double at their home stadium here. But standing in their way, of course, is the Munster side, who will be looking to cause an upset, the same way they did 2 weeks ago when they defeated the tournament favourites Leinster in their own backyard, a fortress they like to term the RDS Stadium. Now, when you asked me about the atmosphere, I can't even say that it was building, because it probably started building way before I even got here, Gwena. And as you can probably see, I want to ask now my colleague to just pan around to show you the amount of people already queuing up here at the stadium. An hour before people are even allowed to get into the stadium. But one thing that I do want to hear building is the noise and the atmosphere in that particular manner. But speaking about building, when I'm going to go straight to our guest who's going to help us build up to this particular fixture. Joining me now is sports writer Yolulwe Saula. Yolulwe, thank you so much for your time. You're a person that's been watching the Stormers throughout the season. You know this venue. You've seen some of their best performances. What are some of the most memorable ones that stick out for you in this campaign?
Yeah, it was, thanks for having me. Greetings to your watchers. No, listen, I think the quarterfinal versus the Bulls was a good game. But, the North-South Derby, titled as the North-South Derby, we knew that the Bulls hadn't beaten the Stormers in 5 games. So that one was sort of expected. But the game against Connacht in the semi-finals, where the Stormers put 40 on them, I think that was a brilliant game. I think that game showed that the Stormers can actually go the extra mile. I mean, they didn't start well in that game, but then they came back in the second half, tries by the likes of Angela Davids, I mean, the guy like Manny Libok executing everything that he did in that game. So I think that stands out for me this season. Obviously, games like the Harlequins when they played also here at DHL Stadium, but I think that semi-final against Connacht stands out.
And you mentioned here that they're a very hard team to beat. But why is that? Why is it that it's only today's opponents, coincidentally, Munster, the only team that has beaten this formidable Stormers side here at the Cape Town Stadium this season?
Well, I think that also speaks to Munster's quality, that they're the only side that have managed to beat the Stormers here. They had a 19-match unbeaten record here until Munster came here and beat them 26-24. But I think the fact that they haven't been able to be beaten here shows that, they've relied a lot on their defense. They've relied a lot on their squad depth. I mean, they've relied a lot on the Mensa, the fans, as John Dobson calls them. So I think, those are the factors. And there's something different when the Stormers playing at home. It's a different feel. This week it's sold out, that week it's sold out. They're breaking records when it comes to fans coming in at the stadium. And I think, those factors combined with how they play, with the combinations that John Dobson comes with week in, week out, result in them being able to win games at home.
You touched a bit on Munster, and you also touched on the things of, how they play here at home. But Munster, that side, they don't seem to be fazed at all by, a big crowd, Why do you think they will be strong contenders to have an upset here today?
I mean, if you can get around about 4,000 to 5,000 people coming in from Munster, coming on to support your team in Cape Town, that says a lot about the magnitude of the team. I think Munster, as I said, they finished the strongest out of all the teams in the URC. They then made it to the quarterfinals, and then they beat the Stormers here first, drew with the Sharks in Durban, made it through to the quarterfinals. As you say, they beat Leinster in the semis. So they're the side that is coming into this game high in confidence. They're the side that's coming into this game with nothing to lose. I mean, John Dobson said yesterday that, he's been preaching the whole 2 months that, they're playing for the Mensa, for the people, and that is actually now scared if they don't want to disappoint these people. So Munster coming to this game high in confidence, nothing to lose. Stormers are favourites, yes, but Munster, they're high in confidence and they have nothing to lose coming here. So I think that makes them a huge threat.
You're generalizing a bit there. I want you to put your money where your mouth is somewhere. I need you to side What is your prediction for today? Is it the home side or is it going to be Munster?
I'm gonna put my journalism hat on and I'm gonna go with Stormers. I think they have the upper edge. I think the fans, I think the fans are out here to support them and they don't want to disappoint them. So yeah, I think the Stormers. Yeah.
You heard the brave man. They're calling the home side, the Stormers, to be the favourites, of course, to win this title again and go with a double here at the Cape Town Stadium. Back to you in studio, Gwen.